Wait, what the fuck? Why does this look actually good? Immediately as I booted up this series, because I know Goldie Roger, greatest pirate, hid his treasure, called it One Piece, blah 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 blah. Now where he finds this pirate game, blah blah blah. You've heard this 1,000 times. But what my eyes were looking at is the sets, the costume design, everything is so amazing, bro. I was blown away by production. Like it looks legit. Like you can see that there's CGI even in these random scenes, but everything looks so good. I'm impressed. Like for now, like whew, if the show is gonna look like this until the end, it's already a banger. So yeah, right after that we meet Luffy, who is talking to a bird.
10 men and the bird.
And Luffy is played by Inaki Godoy. I probably butchered that, didn't I? Who, honestly, you're playing Luffy, one of the most recognizable anime characters or fictional characters currently in the world. So there must be a lot of pressure of playing Luffy and all that, which you wouldn't have guessed if you watched any of interviews with him and yada yada yada. And it fucking shows on his portrayal of Luffy. He is great. So, One Piece fans will probably butcher me for saying this, but when I was reading One Piece, I kind of got an idea that Luffy doesn't really have a character. He's just kind of there, he eats shit, he punches stuff, and that's it. He's done with his life. But with this adaptation, I feel like I liked Luffy in live action more than I did in the manga. Okay, put the pitchforks down, guys. But what I'm trying to say that this guy, this kid, he did an amazing job. And yes, I can call him kid because I'm 2 years older than him. We're 5 minutes into the first episode and already the production design amazes me, and the main guy playing Luffy is already doing an amazing job. Right off the bat, I'll just say, because I have the future foresight of actually recording this video after watching the entire season, is that there is one little gripe I have with the actor that plays Luffy, and it's that sometimes you can hear his accent come through and some line deliveries aren't as good. But I will digress because I'm trying to sound like a stick up my butt reviewer and critique which my editor hates, so I don't want him to bully me with this video. But yeah, other than that, the story continues pretty familiar. Luffy meets Kobe on the ship of Alvida, which is this girl or a pirate that looks like Aki Dearest. They beat Alvida, or Luffy beats Alvida, and Kobe and him set off to the 173rd, I hope that number is correct, Marine Fort, where they meet the X and Morgan and also Zoro. But some eagle-eye viewers will also notice a certain character called Nami, which wasn't there in the manga.
This isn't consistent with the manga and the anime. I am an angry anime fan who hates this live action adaptation.
Okay, here we get our second biggest difference from anime and manga. I didn't mention the first one. What the fuck is his name? Basically, Garp. Garp was present during the Goldie Rogers execution, which I don't know if it's true in the manga, maybe it's revealed later on, but at the beginning he wasn't there. And then the second one is that Zoro, Nami and Luffy kind of saw each other, met each other even before Zoro was captured by Captain Morgan and tied up on a cross, whatever. But other than that, the rest of the story is pretty familiar. I do have to address this because most live action adaptations get a seriously bad rap if they're not 100% adaptations of either the anime and the manga. Anime and manga can be adapted pretty similarly because they are drawn. You can adapt certain images from the manga really well in the anime, but when you put all of that into live action, things change drastically. There are only 8 episodes in this first season. This covers all the way up to the Arlong Park. Sorry, I have birds for some reason. First season covers all the way up to the Arlong Park, which is 60 something episodes into the anime and 80-90 chapters in the manga. So with that in mind, there had to be a lot of things cut, and honestly, I kind of like it. After that, we have episode 2, The Man in the Straw Hat, which introduces by far the greatest character in this season, Buggy the Clown. Buggy, he's a fan favorite character with a reason. And the actor who plays him, I will tell you his name, just give me 5 to 10 business days. Jeff Ward, he blew it out of the park. Oh my lord, is he fun to watch. Every scene Buggy is in, he steals the show. Simple as that. This episode is way shorter than in the arc, because in the arc there's a fight with Ken and they meet, the blah, it's like with Nami, and Nami's like blah blah blah. Like a lot of stuff happens. In here, it's much more concise. You get to learn more about like Luffy's backstory. It's like cut up into like these little pieces of flashback where you get to see like why his straw hat means that much to him. And the reason why is because when he was a kid, a pirate named Shanks with his band would always come to his village and they would hang out. Luffy wanted to become a pirate. He was not ready. You're not ready, young one, to be a pirate. You must learn how to scour the seas and get scurvy and crap. And then Luffy eats a devil's fruit, which is like a fruit that gives you powers. He becomes a rubber man, and bada bim, bada boom, now he's a pirate JK. Shanks loses his arm, bada bim, bada boom. 10 years later, Luffy's finally a pirate. What am I doing with my life? There is one other big change in the story. Arlong appears already and kind of captures Buggy. Okay, so the name of the game for this season is to condense everything. Basically, they took this first Romance Dawn arc of One Piece and they condensed it. They cut off all the unnecessary parts, kept the most important like A and final B parts, and then in between they also shifted some characters around so that it's like a more concise story. For example, Arlong is already revealed this early in the season, and Arlong is the main final bad guy of that first arc, so it's good that he's already has this presence in here. There's also like the mention of Baroque Works, which is, oh my lord, which is a setup for later seasons and all that, so that's pretty fun. Anyway, episode 3, Tell No Tales. Now this is the arc where we meet Usopp, and this is a pretty fun arc. The guy who plays Usopp, actually I should mention everybody. Basically, okay, you know what, long story short, every character is pretty much perfect. The girl who plays Nami, Emily Rudd, not related to Paul Rudd, I checked. She's great. Makinayo who plays Zoro, also great. Morgan Davis who plays Kobe, almost picture accurate. Jacob Romero who plays Usopp, like everybody. Legitimately every one of the actors did such a fine job in bringing these characters to life. It's amazing. When you see some live action adaptations and when they try to act like their anime counterparts or manga counterparts, it can sound so fucking cringe. But in here, no, they actually like, they exaggerate themselves just enough so it's still like believable that somebody would have such a dumb personality. And Usopp here is a highlight because of his bullshittery, and I relate to his bullshittery a lot. I bullshit a lot, and it's perfect, honestly. The way he sometimes is like tells tales and everybody knows he's lying, but he's still so charismatic that you'll listen to him. So perfect. Third episode, pretty basic, just like usual. Crew arrive, they're looking for a ship. Luffy wants his pirate ship. They saw a goat ship and now they have to go to the mansion to ask for a ship, but turns out, haha, one of the baddest pirates around, the black cat kind of dude, furry guy, is there and is trying to take over the mansion, blah blah. You learn some more Usopp's backstory, how he lies. That's pretty much it, he lies. And then after that, yeah, we have episode 4! Pirates are coming, which is reference to Usopp's yelling the pirates are coming, and the pirates already came. But yeah, this episode is actually pretty cool because we get to see Zoro's backstory, which is basically he wants to be the greatest swordsman. So yeah, at the end of episode 4 we get or at beginning episode 5, either to Barty, I'm not pretty sure which one, we got a reveal that Luffy's dad is the Vice Admiral in the Marines who is hunting Luffy the entire time. And now to me, who only read up to like chapter 200, this was huge news because I did not know this. I immediately went on Google, like, is this fucking truth? Google told me, yeah, he appears at like chapter 400 or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, well, great. So yeah, this is like I would say this is a huge change because The point being, what this does is this doesn't make Kobe feel useless. You can be angry about this, but this is what I've been talking about the entire time. By introducing Luffy's grandpa, who in the manga as well, you see him already interact with like this Kobe, like he has his own thing. Like there are like two stories. Luffy going and collecting his crew, finding the map to the Grand Line, and then you also have like Kobe and Luffy's grandfather trying to capture Luffy. But again, like this makes Kobe not feel, because in the original manga, anime, whatever, Kobe appears for chapter or two and disappears. Episode 5, honestly, is a highlight because there's another character that gets introduced, Mihawk, who is basically a Dracula with a big sword, and he's so fucking cool. I remember him being cool in the manga, but here he is cool. He is played by Stephen John Ward, and he has a big like duel with Zoro, and Zoro loses, and it's like pchang, 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 he uses a little sword like bing, super fucking dope. And it's actually a great time to mention the action. Action has a lot of CGI because, you know, it's shoot. There's a guy, there's like a rubber guy who's like punching Gumu pistol, throws his fucking dick around. I have to say that the CGI is great, the effects are great, the framing is also great, it complements the CGI really well. And with that in mind, again, they managed, just like how they managed to translate the personalities of the characters, they also managed to translate their look and fighting styles in the anime as well. At least not yet, but in these fight scenes that we get, they're super expressive. Every character kind of like their personality shines through. Later on, Sanji will kick you while he has his hands in the pocket. Zoro is like fucking dope ass. He even does, in this episode, he does his like kind of whirly spin. He looks fucking dope. I love the action in here. That's all I pretty much wanted to say with this tangent. Actually, I kind of realized I didn't say too many bad stuff about this series up to this point. Could it be that we finally have a genuinely amazing live-action adaptation? No. I'm getting ahead of myself. There has to be some shit later on, right? Guys, this can't be good. In episode 5 you also meet Sanji. I forgot about Sanji, and please just hear how he sounds.
Folks, please enjoy your meals.
Apologies, madam, I didn't see you there.
He basically made a Gordon Ramsay that does Taekwondo. It's Taekwondo Gordon Ramsay, everybody. Oh my lord, I love it. I love it. This is not a critique. This is just like perfect. It's yeah, like Sanji is basically Gordon Ramsay if he trained Taekwondo 5 days a week. In episode 6, we get kind of the end to this Sanji arc, where we get to learn his backstory. Out of all the backstories, Sanji is definitely up there. I didn't talk about Zoro's. He wants to be the great swordsman because his childhood friend died, and they were like competing to see who was gonna be the best, and then he wants to be the best, so for her as well, who died. But Sanji's is like, it's one of those backstories that's extremely like kind of tragic and traumatic in a kind of fucked up way that it's this one is kind of more subtle because it's not 100% on the nose. It's pretty simple. Sanji got attacked by this red boots pirate called Zeph. When Sanji was a child, both of their ships sank, so they ended up on this stranded like big rock that's basically an island, and they had little to no food. Sanji got like a smaller bag, and this chef guy got himself a bigger bag because, you know, he's a bigger guy. And they were supposed to like ration this food, and after 70 days, Sanji finally ran out of the last loaf of bread that's fucked and like these growing mushrooms basically on it. And then he goes to Zeph to try like kill him and steal his food, but then he realizes the bag that he had, the Zeph guy, he actually only had treasure. He gave all the food to Sanji, and to survive, Zeph actually ate his own leg, which is huge because Zeph's whole ordeal is that he fights with his legs. He's the one who like taught Sanji how to do Taekwondo and become the Michelin star chef of Great Britain who kicks you in the face if you're annoying. Currently, of all the backstories I know, it's like Chopper's and Sanji's is the one that stick with me the most. Which might change because next after that we have episode 7, the girl with the sawfish tattoo. Arlong appears again, which again does not happen in the manga, and he kicks Luffy's ass, but he got saved by his friends, Power of Friendship, and then because of Power of Friendship, they go and try to save Nami, who was revealed to be working for a pirate that killed her mom, and now she's trying to make money to like buy her village and release them all into the wild so they can be happy humans. And Arlong is pretty pretty interesting here. Like, his whole shtick is they're fishermen. He's the bad guy, he's a fisherman, and his fishermen people were oppressed. They are stronger, more durable, faster, they can swim better than humans, but they were enslaved. His theory is because people were afraid of him. Why? I don't know why they actually got enslaved. And now they are kind of free. The world government abolished slavery, but they're still kind of persecuted and not treated as equal to humans. This is pretty obvious metaphor for stuff that happens or is still happening in real life, pertaining to otakus. That's his whole stake. Now he wants to be like, yeah, we're gonna build our empire, nobody's gonna mess with us, blah 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 blah. But they kept Nami chained up as a child and made them draw maps, and I'm pretty sure they did something else to her. She's just too afraid to see it, or Eiichiro Oda was too afraid to write it, but my mind is fucked, so... I was actually excited for this episode in particular because in this arc is one of the most heartfelt moments of One Piece, at least at the beginning of One Piece, and it's when Nami actually gets her 100 million berries that she has to pay for the village, and those get stolen because Arlong tells the marine captain where they are, and then Nami's like running and crying, then she finally finds Luffy, like the man she abandoned, she kind of like betrayed, and then she, while crying and sobbing, asks him for help, and Luffy, without even thinking, puts his hat on Nami's head, just like Shanks did to him, and just says, of course, because we are friends, Nakama power, and he just screams that a couple of more times. I just got chills, man. Like, the scene was handled, I just got chills again, what the fuck? The scene was handled amazing, and I was so happy about it, because that was one of the highlight scenes of this first arc, and I wanted to see how they're gonna do it in live action, and they absolutely delivered. But I do have actually some something bad to say about this, because I realized as I'm 7 episodes into this season that none of the music kind of sticks out. You know, the music is, I don't want to say basic, it gets the job done. It's like piratey, adventure-y, action-y. Arlong is cool because he has kind of like that trap, like kind of track when he comes in, so it's pretty fucking awesome. But other than that, maybe the One Piece title, like when One Piece comes on screen every episode, that kind of like sticks into my mind. I don't know, but other than that, yeah, the soundtrack is not memorable at all, so that's kind of a minus, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, after that we get to the final episode, which is just basically one big fight. Oh, I forgot to mention the Buggy! Buggy is around the entire time and he's shit talking the entire time and he's a show stealer as always. Oh my list, I fucking love Buggy, oh man. But yeah, final episode's basically, what the fuck is it called actually? The final episode is called Worst in the East, which is reference to Luffy beating Arlong and getting a 20 million berry bounty on him, or 25 million, no, or 30. 30 million berry bounty on him, which is a really high bounty. Because if he defeats Arlong, frees the city, the sea, blah 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 blah. Again, everything pretty basic as always. Like this final episode is basically one huge fight scene, which is extremely good. There are some snippets of it in the trailer, and I don't know why they choose like snippets that kind of look weird in the trailer, or maybe the effects weren't 100% finished, but when I was watching this, I was like, holy moly, this is actually pretty good. Except for the fight with Arlong and Luffy. It's like really short, really basic. The problem I have, again, another problem I have with this show is that Luffy, in every single fight, does not get damaged. Although he does get damaged like in the manga, you know those anime hashtags, he's got them all around his body. And with Arlong, he especially got like kind of fucked because Arlong's supposed to be like this strong guy. But in here, he's like, oh, Arlong hit me a couple of times. Bam, bam, I'll collapse your tower. Come on, Gum battle axe. Done. Which was cool. The axe was pretty fucking awesome, and the effects were actually pretty cool for the entire fight. Makeup of any kind of different animalistic, human, fish, man, whatever, they were actually pretty good in this. Like, again, here, have another gold star for amazing production design. But yeah, this basically happens and wait, this is supposed to be it. They're supposed to go to Grand Line and this is gonna be it. Why is Luffy's grandpa here? Okay, well, turns out that his grandpa catches up and Kobe as well, and then Luffy's grandpa and Luffy have a little scuffle where Luffy gets his ass kicked, and it turns out that Luffy's grandpa was the entire time just like, yeah, I wasn't actually mad that you're a pirate. I was just testing you to see if you actually have what it takes to be a pirate. And just like he fucks off, and it makes me think like, okay, if we didn't get to see as much as Kobe and that other blonde guy this entire time, why? Like if that wasn't there, didn't need to like watch it. Grab Luffy. I don't know. This kind of feels pointless to me. They could have just left it, but I see how it kind of works, because you know I thought it was gonna be completely different. That in the end, Luffy's grandpa is gonna come save Luffy from Arlong or something like that. But no, it's just grandpa's just like there the entire time. He's like, yeah, it's time for the new generation to take place. Season 2. But yeah, all in all, it also ends with all the previous characters that you met during this season, seeing that Luffy has this huge bounty on his head, and everybody's like, yeah, that's the kid, yeah, blah blah blah. And then all the Straw Hats, or the current Straw Hats, like put their hand on the barrel. You saw this in the trailers for a famous scene, and they like declare their like what they wanna do, what they wanna achieve with this journey, and yeah, you get all hyped up, and that's it. That's the end of season 1. Woo! Yeah. This was pretty much dog shit. Oh wait, no it wasn't. This is weird. I usually talk about all these live action adaptations in the context that they were terrible, but this was good. This is great actually. What is going on here? This isn't supposed to be good. This broke every convention out there. It's supposed to be like a One Piece live action adaptation. What a fuck. Like if they messed up Dragon Ball, which is just basically punching alien dudes, like how did they not mess up freaking One Piece? How did they make One Piece good and work in live action? This is actually a good thing, you know? I mean, I was ready. I saw all the trailers. I saw the reactions of actual fans who were both my friends and people online, and they were all saying that, yeah, this looks terrible, this is not gonna work, but it kind of works. I did read the manga. I wouldn't call myself a complete non-One Piece fan. I have experienced One Piece, and I know how good it is, and how its world is crazy, and they somehow managed to do it in this live-action adaptation. Good job. I will give it 8 One Piece homework folders out of 10. Yeah, that's gonna be my, like, I'll genuinely give it an 8 out of 10. Like, it looked great. Some CGI was wonky. There are some story problems. Pacing, although is pretty fast, it still feels like fast but too much at the same time, so it like feels like everything's going on, but you feel like you're not going in the story, whatever. But yeah, like as a One Piece fan, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I actually got hyped up to actually go and catch up to One Piece. So you know, maybe one of the future videos is gonna be me catching up to the entire One Piece manga. Until then, like and subscribe. I need a bottle of whiskey.